Loved Out. It's a fearless, funny, fiercely female-led film that is poised to make a bold statement on the big screens. The story centers around one intense contest, one seemingly impossible kidnapping of a mother, and all the wild and predictable events that unfold in between. So this unapologetic film, it aims to entertain, inspire, challenge audiences with its daring narrative. And the film's cast is nothing short of impressive. You've got powerhouse lineup, including, well, of African talent that brings authenticity and energy and versatility to the story. Bahumi Mhlongo, as well as Kabonina, Kobeka, Tumi Morake. They're just a part of that cast. But Bahumi is going to be joining us here in studio. She plays Ruva to tell a little bit more about her journey and, of course, the character. Good morning.
Good morning.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So you had the launch, the premiere actually in the week, right?
Yes,
so
yes,
this was. Tell us about what the response was when you saw people coming out to firstly support you, and then the reception of what you guys have produced.
Oh my gosh, I was pleasantly surprised. I won't lie to you, at the reception, because as an actress you get like really hard on yourself, and you're very critical. So I mean, I remember the first premiere we did, I was just like looking at every thing that I was doing, and I was like, oh my gosh, like is that okay? Is it gonna be received really well? I mean, personally it's my first solo lead.
Yes.
So I was pretty nervous for it, but the reception was really good on all three premieres actually, because we premiered in Joburg, Durban, and Cape Town, and yeah, everyone loved it. There were laughs galore, commentary, so I think people would definitely enjoy it.
What did people think about your performance, the portrayal of Ruva? Because she's a confident, glamorous person. I mean, even you just preparing for that role.
Yeah.
Was that something out of the norm for you, or were you able to just step and create an alter ego? How did you prepare for it?
I mean, coincidentally, Ruva and I are, well, we had quite similar experiences. Now we're kind of different, but it was that thing where, so as you say, like she comes off as she's like very confident, very bold. I mean, she's a social media personality, if you will, or rather wannabe. But essentially, she's actually quite insecure. And there's a lot of things that she's masking and trying to suppress, which is why as soon as the kidnapping happens and like her life is really revealed, like her life goes into shambles, and you know, her loose cannon mother does not help whatsoever, who's played by Kabonina.
Yes. Darling Kabonina.
Love her
Absolutely.
to bits. So yeah, she comes off as she's like, you know, really confident, but essentially she's really insecure. And I remember I had to go through, I mean, I went through my own period of that, where because we're in the public eye and in the public space, we have to give up this idea that everything is like, you know, proper, we've got everything under control. But essentially there's a lot that's happening inside, and we had to do a lot of internal work. And that's essentially the story that Ruva takes us on, you know, her being authentic and coming out of her shell authentically.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you for speaking to that. Was it easy at some point to even go to work? I'm just wondering when you've got to tap into some of those, I would say traumas, but those experiences that challenge your own inner inertia as well.
Yeah, that was the challenge on set. Initially, I thought that because I've experienced this, it should be easier, it should be second nature. But there's quite a blurred line, really, as a performer and your reality. Because even though it is acting, you kind of take from your real life experiences. And so that was, you know, the challenge with Ruva, that the fact that I had to go back and I had to kind of reflect on that. But in a sense, it's also quite healing, because, you know, you kind of touch on things that you never really did heal from. And even though acting isn't therapy, it is therapeutic in some sense. I would like to hope that I overcame those challenges and people get to see a really good body of work.
Well, it's also because you did it with such authenticity and sincerity, right? So that's also how we get to heal through it.
Yeah.
It's an all-led female cast as well.
Pretty much,
So that, obviously, if we look at the state of our industry, the impact that would have also had for cinema at large in South Africa. How profound was that to be part of that experience as well? What energy did that also bring for the you know, the atmosphere and the mood that you're creating? You
know, there's a nuance that I think females bring into any space that I think is a lot more nurturing. And oftentimes, I think a lot of women are tempted to, again, suppress that, because we think that we're supposed to come off as these, I guess, super dominant, even masculine, if I could say, persons, so that we could, I guess, have some sort of authority and we could be heard. But essentially, what I guess, experienced on set was that it was that nurturing side, that careful attention to detail, to things that many, I want to say, to be quite frank, many men don't really pay attention to, that I think that's what made the females thrive. That's what made us feel seen, even as performers, you know. And I feel like, if anything, you really got to see the emotional, I guess, the emotional theme come alive on set, not just like with my set experience, but even in the film as well, where they got to focus on that a lot.
Yeah, but
you know?
What was happening behind the scenes? Is there any memorable moment that stood out that would have like just imprinted in your heart, you know, for you to show up in the way you had to for Ruva?
To say one moment is
Okay.
yeah, that'd be really, really
fair.
tough. Yeah,
Okay,
I know that's not fair. But look, the cast was just a pleasure to work with. Working with you know, Lyndon, who plays like my nemesis, if you were to say, on screen, and Tulani, they're lovely up and coming artists. And then you get to work with, you know, Sis Kabonina and Sis Dumi, who are literally legends. And then they're just so like loving and caring and larger than life. They bring a lot of spunk and energy to the set. Like I don't know, it was a glorious moment to work with them, really. I think one of the things that I could say I took away from set, especially working with Dumi and Kabonina, was, you know, you could reach a certain, I guess, level, like caliber or state in your career, which it was an honor to work with them, and still remain humble and just bring that energy of like, you know, we're all here to work together. We're all here to create this amazing body of work. And yeah, man, just come, bring your A game, and hopefully it'll be received really well.
And co-create, right?
Yeah.
Share of who you are as well. So what is the message you want people to walk away with through Loved Out? Because every art has an intention, right? What would you like people what would you like to leave people with?
Vulnerability is king.
Okay.
I think authenticity and vulnerability is king.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, Ruva comes off as this confident kind of person, but it's essentially a manufactured kind of confidence, which I think a lot of us feel like we have to have. Again, we're going to be on camera, and you know, we have to.
People are watching.
You know, people are watching. But even if you're not on camera, like on camera, like when you get to work, when you get to just whatever setting, social setting, you feel like you have to perform. And I think it's in those vulnerabilities that being yourself really, and finding out who self even is before you can even, you know, address people and present yourself to people, so that you can just authentically be vulnerable. I think it is in those moments where people truly get to learn from you, people truly get to connect with you, and I don't know.
So
like
where can people connect? Where is it showcasing? Just remind us all that details as you wrap up.
No, sure. Cinemas nationwide, so literally your new metros, cinema center, Ster-Kinekor.
When is it running on? How long is it running or showcasing?
I'm not too sure, but it's on now.
All right,
so, yeah,
go and get your tickets. Pahumi, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's the start of many, many more. Thank you for your time as well, bright and early this morning. Pahumi was our first chatter this morning. She is playing, obviously, Ruva on Loved Out. She was chatting to us about the film, and of course, just urging everyone to go and support local cinema. Wishing her all the best of luck as she continues with her endeavors.